can't change nothing.
You can't change things, you know.
But you know, even though you vote all you want, shit still ain't gonna change. But at least you get some new faces. But everybody's still it. The longer they're there, the more money you gonna have.
Come on, man. You got the parties that'll be in the public masters, no matter what position. Tell you what you gonna do.
Right.
And if you try to go against the system, they're gonna ask you to
Get rid of
step down
Exactly.
or find a way
This
to get rid of
is
you.
That's right. Put
the
something on you.
NFL podcast with Frank Hawkins.
Yeah.
You tuned into NWCLV.FM.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am here with some good friends. One old-time, long-time teammate, Matthews, number 43,
Yes,
kick
sir.
returner, wide receiver, defensive back, all Mr. Wisconsin. Ira, can you introduce your other three members you got here with you?
Yeah, that's no problem. It's Frank Johnson, old school NFL guy. Me and him played in USFL. Oklahoma Outlaw, we sort of helped bankrupt the league. My son-in-law, Chris Daughtery, and my future brother-in-law, Joe John
Million.
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 But, we just down here in Vegas, hanging out. Gonna do the little Pro Bowl thing tomorrow. And you gotta come in. When I come in town, I gotta come see my boy Frank.
I appreciate that.
I've been coming in here since we
The
was
90s.
teammates.
That's right.
We was city councilman.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Amen.
So now, always a pleasure to come see him. And I got my people with me, so we just down there hanging out.
Good. Well, so let's talk a little football.
Okay.
So we're going to go around the table. If you played, didn't play, we want to go back. But tell us your story. How did you get started playing football, whether it was Pop Warner or junior high, and then tell us about your college career and your pro career.
Oh, man.
And then I want to know what's most important, the good and the bad, what you liked about the pro game and what you didn't like.
Yeah.
I know none of us liked Al Davis at the end because he cut everybody. it didn't matter,
It don't
right?
matter. Don't matter.
And then about today's game, what's different than when we played? But go ahead, start from the beginning.
Oh, shoot, man. I first started playing, played junior tackle football, Rockford, Illinois, in 6th grade. First year we played organized football. And when I first started, I was quarterback for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. Could you throw the ball? Or
Oh,
just
yeah,
run with
I
it?
can throw the ball. I can
Okay.
throw the ball. And I only played quarterback 1 year because I really, you hand the ball off, you got hit. You throw the ball, I was getting hit. It's sort of the same way they do black quarterbacks today.
Right.
It hadn't changed too much. But second year I played running back and receiver. Third year, same thing. But always, some kind of way, I don't know who made me run punts and kickoff, but I've been doing that all my life. You know, when they helped me through college, well, to get to college, I played on the first Illinois State championship team, 1974, Rockford East High School. We 39-0. I ain't never lost no high school football game.
Wow.
And All-State. I was second team All-American, but it got me a scholarship to the University of Wisconsin, where I started as a true freshman, where I played flanker
Okay.
in the Big Ten 3-yard cloud of dust league.
Right.
So
That means running the ball all the time,
Yeah,
not
right.
throwing the ball.
So I was running punts, kickoffs there, and my sophomore year I led the nation kickoff return, and scored 4 ways, 2 years.
That means kick return,
Kick return, punt return,
interception.
No, but I was a receiver
Right.
and running back.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you in some history book somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm still in history books. Oakland Raiders history books. Longest kickoff return in Monday Night Football, 104 yards.
That's right.
Still on the books since 1979.
Right.
It
Nice.
will not be broken.
That's
'Cause
right.
It better not come out that end zone no more.
That's right.
So that's cool.
Ah.
And senior year at Wisconsin, I led the nation in punt return and scored 4 ways. And lo and behold, got drafted to the Oakland Raiders, 6th round as the second pick of the draft for the Raiders.
Who was their first pick that year?
Willie Jones.
Oh, Willie Jones out of Florida.
Yeah, Willie J. And so Tom Flores was the new head coach. So, but I call him TF. I might be the only one who can do that, but he was good. It was good playing for Tom. And then along came, as you know, 1980 we ended up winning the Super Bowl under Tom. And Hawk came in the first, I think you came in the 80 draft.
81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I wanted a ring, but they said you got to earn one.
yeah.
I said, but they just won the Super Bowl. They said, yeah, but you got drafted afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what
And
it
some
worked.
kind of way they brought you back.
Yeah.
And we, Hawk was, he putting that head on everybody. Bam,
Yeah.
bam, full back. I said, dang. And they said, man, they're getting rid of Hawk. I said, how they do that?
So, well, you know, that's politics.
Yeah,
So look, so you was a favorite of Al Davis.
I can't say all that.
Okay, what would you say?
You know, he liked a lot of us.
He like
He
some
was just
more
a
than others.
troublemaker. That's all.
I didn't cause no problem. At least not that I saw.
Oh, no.
But Al had about 7 to 8 guys, and I thought Ira was one of them.
Just kind of stood out. Huh?
Yeah. So what happened? So you was with the Raiders how many years?
3.
Okay, so how do you end up in Minnesota?
Man, shoot,
What'd you do to Al?
I didn't do nothing. It was probably politics,
Politics.
So I didn't get a
That's
chance to go to LA. And I ended up going to Green Bay.
right. Oh, you went to Green Bay first?
I had never played in Minnesota.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, that was when you ran the return. Well, no, was that the
Nah,
punt return back or the kick return?
Nah, that was, we played Minnesota in 81.
Right.
And,
Then you didn't run a
yeah, I did run a kickoff back, but what's the ticket? Eddie Payton ran
Eddie
1-2 with Minnesota. But it was all right. But that's the only time I would end up in Green Bay,
Okay.
the year of the strike.
Right.
Who was that?
That was
James
82?
Lofton. Yeah, 82. James
Yeah.
Lofton, John Jefferson, and I was supposed to be the third wide. And I pulled a ham last week of training camp, last preseason game. And the rest is history. Injury reserve. Appreciate them. Got my 4 years in.
And moved on.
And they, after the 82 strike, they were raising everybody's salary.
Yeah.
They can get a rookie, pay him a third, but they were gonna pay me to run a punt, kickoff, and be a third wide. So I knew that was coming down the pipe. But lo and behold, I was at home in Houston, Texas. I had what they call this, the game room, but it was called Pork Chop Alley. It was a video arcade, food tables, jukebox, beer and wine license. Couldn't get the liquor license, cost too much.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy walked into my business establishment, and he was looking at me. Yeah, hey, Ira. I said, hey, do I know you? And he was old Raider scout. And he was working with the Boston Breakers.
Mm.
And that's how I got to Boston in '83, USFL. And stole a little money there. Then ended up going to Oklahoma Outlaws. Me, him, and Doug Williams. Doug was the quarterback then.
Wow.
Oh man, we had good times. Stole a little money there. And sooner or later, can't steal no more money. You got to go to the real world, do some real work. So that's what I did. Music business, managing
Tell us about
McDonald's.
that. Yeah, tell us about that.
Man, I did security for the music group Tony out of Oakland, and have basically raised them as they was 2 of them was still in high school, so they had to get parental permission to travel and tour.
Right.
But I was head of their security, which really meaning when they go to settlement, somebody had to be down around there with guns and stuff. It's
Get
a
their
cash
money.
business.
That's right.
You don't play till we get paid.
Right.
Right.
But most of the time you had to do all that. And I headed their logistics, moving their equipment from city to city and all that. Make sure everything get there on time. But did that for about 8 years. Then I worked Shell Oil, 4 years, Port of Houston, a total of 17. And age of 50, I retired. So I'm glad to be here with Frank now.
And,
Hang out.
and now I
I'm
heard
65.
Malcolm told me that you had some kind of bypass a year
Oh,
ago
yeah.
or something. What happened?
Yeah, I had triple bypass surgery, July 3rd, 2021.
What caused that, you know?
A blockage. I don't know what caused it, so they say. No, but one thing I was lucky. I was going in for a routine checkup, and my heart doctor went to my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that now with the cameras. And matter of fact, I was going to New Orleans for the 4th of July, and I went on July 1st. He said, "Yeah, I don't think you're going to New Orleans no time soon. Got 3 major blockages, and can't stem them. So you need me to call somebody?" And that's why I had him call my wife, my sister, my daughter, which is Chris's wife. But and 2 days later I had surgery. But hey, one thing I know, I wasn't in no pain and that, but I'm so glad he caught it.
Yeah. Amen on
Anything could be. I appreciate God's blessings and everybody in here to pray for me and around the country. But you know, life is what life is.
Yeah.
You got to deal with the ups and downs.
So tell us about football, today's football. What is different and what is similar to when you played versus watching the Raiders or any other professional team?
Well, you know, you know for yourself, when we played, it was only 45 people on the squad. Now,
60.
now it's 53, I mean, 17 on the practice squad. That's 70 guys. So now I'm not bitter or nothing like that. But it's good if you're a player. The more people get making money. But to me, the quality of the game is way below par. And that's just my opinion. Because a lot of them guys wouldn't be playing when we was in the league.
Right. What advice would you give the Raiders? Because they ain't winning, and we not happy about it. So, old Raider to the new Raiders to Mark Davis, if you're listening, what you gonna tell him?
Hey, to me, it looked like we need more camaraderie among the players. In our day, hey, we had a camaraderie night on Thursday.
That's a
With
fact.
everybody.
Yep.
And on Monday, every position,
And
running backs,
Yep.
receivers, quarterback. We
Yep.
had our own camaraderie night.
Yep. That's right.
And defensive linemen had their night, and the offensive linemen together.
Yeah.
And DBs and the linebackers had their camaraderie night.
Yep.
So see, then we all had that night on Thursday.
Yep. That's true.
We used to rent out a club. Well, we closed the club down in Oakland. You know, it's our Thursday night camaraderie night.
Yeah.
And you a woman, you welcome. You come in there with your woman. But your woman can still stay, but dude, we got enough guys and then we don't need you.
There was a limit, in other words.
Yeah, well, hey, 45, we got 45 guys up in here. We don't need no more. But nah, but today's game, you know, I mean, it's good. Everybody making money. And I know we had I do understand we did have a major part behind all that. Went on strike twice and all that good stuff.
Yep.
But and I don't, you know, the guys. Well, one thing I will say, when we was playing, if we ain't go playoffs, we wasn't making no money. So I think we was more hungry.
Yeah.
And you got to be hungry to get some hardware. And we was. I shoot. They let us in '80. We the first wild card team to win. Shoot. 5 to get you 10, 10 to get you 20, 20 to get you $40,000 more. That was our model.
Yep. Matter of fact, is that what the wild card team got 5,000?
Yeah.
Per game.
Yeah.
And then if you made the second round, you got 10,000.
Yeah.
And then championship game was,
You got 20.
and then the Super Bowl, you got 40 per player.
Yeah.
Wow. What is it now?
I was just about to
Oh,
say.
man.
What is it now, huh?
Hey, probably 250 for the winner.
When you talking about that, the average salary is $35,000.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What did you sign? What was your signing bonus? And what was your first salary? Hey, I ain't ashamed. My first year was $35,000, I think, and I think my bonus was like 7,500.
Yeah.
Wow.
They bought my mama a washer and dryer.
1981.
You ready?
You good?
I bought my
What
mama a
difference a day
brand new
makes.
washer and dryer.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
This is a deal I had. I could have went to Canada too, though. I got 50 for the signing, about a 6th-round pick, and I had 5 years over 300,000 over 5. So you know, I'm
Yeah.
quiet. That's 60,000 a year.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back
Back
then.
then, yeah.
That chump change now, they sneeze at that.
But
They
yeah,
ain't getting out of bed for
That's
that.
signing bonus.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I took the 5-year deal because I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And even though I didn't get there, I got 3 in for good. But it was okay. But yeah, I know they good 7th-round pick now. You probably get $500,000 for
And
signing.
that's the last,
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, that's crazy, but that's fewer players in the league that they got to pay.
But look at those, it doesn't matter when you pick. You look at Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant, the last player
Yeah.
picked. I was almost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So the talent is there.
Yeah, but it does matter because of how much he make it.
Right. Well,
If he'd have been the 2nd round, he'd make a hell of a lot more than the last pick in the 7th round.
everybody didn't get drafted at all.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
So it's a blessing to
And
get
if
drafted.
he hurt and can't come back, then,
That's another.
yeah, that's another problem.
It's a lot of equations, a lot of things in that equation.
Yep.
Longevity is the thing in the league, you know.
Yep.
And also, we were talking earlier about insurance policy. I wish that most of these younger players would get an insurance policy. Back in the day, y'all know, we had
Yeah,
the
Lloyd
Lloyd
of London.
Lloyd of London, you
Yeah.
know. A lot of these guys, you know, if they get hurt or cut from the team,
Yeah,
their insurance cease.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
my agent got me that though.
yeah.
Yeah, I only remember back in the day that Kenny and Cliff was the only ones I remember
Lloyd of London.
having, that
Yeah.
Al did a deal where, part of their salary he set aside so they could have money after they
After, yeah.
played like an annuity.
Annuity,
Insurance
annuity,
in an annuity, yeah.
It could.
Yeah,
But you know what? All of that came about with Gene Upshaw.
yeah,
But the first strike in '76, didn't really, it was like 2 or 3 games. But
right,
the next one it really affected
yeah,
the NFL in '82.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
So we missed 8
Thank God they
games.
locked everybody out,
They
right?
locked everybody out.
He was climbing the fence trying to get back in. Trying to get that paper.
Look at something, and in fact, they're talking about walking across picket line.
That's right.
I know players that had guns, man. I wish they would come across the line.
Yeah.
You on your own, I'm not going out there.
Yeah,
The
that was
people negotiate this thing, you know.
So Frank, tell us your story.
My story, I grew up, man.
Tell me your whole name.
Okay, my name is Frank Johnson. I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, but I was raised in Memphis to St. Louis to, went to high school to Dyersburg, Tennessee. My family, my dad played baseball and worked for Anheuser-Busch. They died at an early age. Smoked those non-filter cigarettes, something I never would do. But we didn't have pop water back then. Well, I think I started playing in the 7th grade in the Dyersburg Junior High School system. Then we moved to Memphis, and I played there at Airways. We ended up moved to St. Louis, because then Anheuser-Busch transferred dad up there. Went to Sumner High School, predominantly black school, still, in fact, I think it's the oldest school west of the Mississippi.
Wow.
It's still open. And you can go
Wow.
to Sumner High School. I think it's an alternative school now. My coach's name was Lawrence Walls, but my receiver coach was Mr. Frost, played with the Philadelphia Eagles. I learned a lot from him. He was a receiver, the Eagles back in the day. Learned a lot how to read defensive, how to read guards, and your own tape of guards of the line. I played both sides. I was a quarterback, and I played flanker, I played halfback.
Did it all.
I played corner, you know, but he also made us run track. So one sport,
on that speed.
right, one sport complemented the other. So I eventually had offers after my pops died. We moved back to Arkansas so my mother could be around her family, and I got offers from Oklahoma State. And I got one from the University of Central Arkansas. Arkansas didn't offer me. Arkansas State. I got one from Louisiana Tech. And I got one from, who was it? Rice University. So I visited Oklahoma State, and got up there, and they had a guy by the name of Bon Phillips, defensive coordinator. Son Wade Phillips was linebacker coach. Frank Gantz was the special teams and receiver coach. Jim
And this
Stanley.
in college?
This is Jim
And
Stanley.
you guys stayed together, didn't they? Once they
Jim
moved on.
Stanley was the head coach.
Wow.
And I'm saying, these are NFL coaches, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, now.
Now,
Yeah.
in fact, Wade's still coaching.
Yeah.
Coach Hendricks, the plethora of knowledge those guys had,
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be in that organization. Because we played teams like OU, with the Selmans were there, you know, and Barry Twitson, I think get off. Missouri was pretty good. Nebraska, Johnny Rogers, this is
Oh, yeah.
So this is the powerhouse.
Yeah.
This was the SEC then.
So you picked to go to school at,
Oklahoma State,
because of the coaches
Coaching.
that was there?
the coaching there, because
Okay.
I wanted to go to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know if it was gonna be Canada or NFL, but all I know, I didn't.
And what did they recruit you? What position to play?
They recruited me as a wishbone quarterback. I was in camp 2 weeks. I was returning punts in the secondary.
That's what they do.
But then, as you know, wasn't very many of us playing quarterback.
That's right.
Yeah, so I played.
Matter of fact, do you know of any who played quarterback
Yeah,
other
but
than
that-
Oklahoma when you was in school?
Yeah.
Anywhere else in the
Yeah,
country?
yeah, there was one, a guy named Promise Holloway, who played
Yeah,
in Tennessee.
Okay.
He played and went to Canada,
Okay.
but that was in the SEC.
Yeah.
And the fact, one of the teams that offered me, well, I actually went to visit camp, but it was the Ottawa Rough Riders.
Uh-huh.
And Crumbridge was a quarterback up there. That was, I got a little brief stay up there. I went to the Jets. A guy named John Littles got me in there, and I was in there for camp with them. They sent me home, I did something wrong, I don't know what it is, but it's some package.
That's a terrible
That's
feeling,
a
ain't it?
feeling, man. I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna make this squad. And then I got a call from the Eagles, and they brought me in there for a while. Then they sent me home. I said, well, you know what? I got to
What
do something.
position was you playing?
They had me as a specialist, returning punts, and
Everything, okay.
kickoffs, you know, gunner. You know, I'm just trying to. I told them if I can make the team, you can give me a mop bucket. I clean the freshman. That was my mentality. But that's the mentality you have to have. You know, coming from.
Yeah, the more you can do.
The more you can do, you know, make yourself. I feel like I tell my son, my youngest son, was a rookie last year on the practice squad with Detroit. That's why I got him the Detroit gear.
Yeah.
And he, hopefully the Raiders will pick him. Hopefully if you're out there, give him a call and do your job. But his name's Josh Johnson out of Tulsa. That's what I tell him about. You have to work on your talent, your craft.
Yep.
Not only during season and the off season as well.
That's right.
And that's what makes the Hall of Famers working on your craft in the off season.
That's right.
Now, he's not the only one I got. I have another son who ran track, 100-meter man, Frank Jr., played at Tulsa. I had two to play at Tulsa, and I had an older son, Roger, who played basketball at the University of Central Oklahoma. But all my kids went to Oklahoma school, and my daughter's there. I can't leave them out, but if I do, I'm gonna get in trouble. But the thing that, I guess, the coaching staff at Oklahoma State is the reason why I went there. And I had an opportunity to play professional ball, but it didn't work out for me as long as I wanted it to. But I got a little pension, and with the injuries or something I had, I went to work at the post office.
Wait. After you left NFL, you went to USFL.
USFL.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Now that was an experience. First I went to Michigan Panthers. Jim Stanley, the head coach at Oklahoma State, was the head coach there with Anthony Carter, John Corker, and those guys. I went in there. He cut me. Sent me home. I was what John. I don't know if you know John Corker. Played with Houston Oilers. He played with linebacker.
Okay.
He played with Earl Campbell there. Yeah. And I went out partying with John one night. It was one of them things like, you can't do what John do, son.
Right.
I said, man, you can bubble gonna send me home because of you, John. He sent me home, but about 2 or 3 days later, I got a call from the Outlaws, said that they were developing a team in Tulsa. And I think Doug Williams had just been cut from the Buccaneers, John McCain, and they put that team together there and eventually moved to
They
Georgia.
wouldn't pay
They would pay Doug.
Doug.
They
He
would pay
was a
Doug.
free agent.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to pay him
So,
that money.
so what they were looking for in Tulsa at the time they played it, the games were played at Tulsa Stadium, Skelly Stadium. They were looking for people with NFL experience who had been with teams to put
Fans in the stands.
Put fans in the stands,
Yeah.
right? That's what they were doing. So,
Yeah.
so if you had been with any kind of team, they would give you a chance. So
Yeah.
that's how I ran into this guy here. And a few years later, I meet him down in San Antonio. I said, I know you too. Well, yeah, we got this little thing that we joke about. I hit it, tough time to make the squad. I hit it really hard, trying to knock him out. Next play, he hit me some way he wasn't supposed to. So I kept my dip. I said, you know what? He's a sneaky little joke. I got to jam and keep off.
You know what, choke me. I know how to get your hand.
Yeah, that little swim over here. I don't know so fast, you gotta get a hand on him to slow it down.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he like come under, see, he had been in the league. I was only been to camp a few times, I had to play in a few preseason games, but not until the caliber, he's been in the Super Bowl, so he knew all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
So I'm really a quarterback trying to play defensive back,
Right.
trying to make the team.
That's right.
He taking advantage of me, man. What can I say?
Well, we'll be right back. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and thank you for listening to NWCLV.FM.